show on the Most FM. We love to talk about food, hospitality, gardening, and our beautiful Taranaki. And of course, about people who are involved in all of the above. And of course, music. We're recording our show live on a Facebook group page. Look for Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 and join in if you like to peek behind the scenes. We are Olina Williams and Warwick Foy, local foodies and the Most FM broadcasters. Our videographers today are Ollie Foy and Nathan Griffith. And our guest today is amazing, generous, Janine Slutweg.
Thank you.
A lot of people know her, and this is a song specially for her. It's a Dutch carol. Let's listen.
Christmas carol.
Christmas carol. You said that it's an old song, right?
Yeah, it's like.
Herdertjes lagen bij nachten, zij lagen bij nacht in het
And have you chosen it because it's what you used to listen to?
I haven't chosen it.
Oh.
She did.
No, that's what I thought you said, Alina. But generally, our guests do choose it. So.
I thought you
Okay.
wouldn't have come up with it.
All right.
I have asked you about songs you didn't come up with, so
I
if people
forgot
don't
about
do
it.
it, I just have a liberty to do it myself, and it's
Yeah.
always quite good. Because sometimes I could be a surprise for a person, and I hope it's a good surprise.
Yeah.
So, what is the song about?
Just like that, like the night that Jesus was born. I think like about the how do you call it, the shepherds.
Okay.
They were
So the
waiting.
herd
Yeah.
that's shepherds.
Yeah,
And lagen is
lay down.
laid down.
So shepherds lay down.
Bish. The nacht.
So big.
Bish. B-I-J.
They counted all the sheep. That's what I just said.
So it's got the sheep.
And they heard the angels sing.
It's very angelic, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of simple melody, very cute, very pretty.
Yeah,
Also very short.
that's good.
It's advantage for the radio because we can spend more time talking.
How long is it, Warwick?
140.
That's short.
That's short. Normally it's like 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Right, direct translation, please.
Okay, here we go. No.
Something about shepherds and
Angels.
sheep and angels.
It's a
And
Christmas song.
it's the night before the birth of Jesus, the night before Christmas Day.
That's right. Yeah.
So what do shepherds do and what do angels do? In the song.
Oh, they were just waiting, I think, for the big moment.
Oh, awesome. And anticipation is huge. I mean, sometimes people get more excited with anticipation rather than an event, but this was a huge event in the whole humanity. So welcome back to the studio of Taranaki Foodies with Area 41 with Olina Williams, Warwick Foy, and our amazing guest, local foodie, well known for her generosity, Janine Slutweg. Good afternoon, Janine.
Good afternoon.
You never stop impressing me. Like you came to the studio this afternoon, and I tried to set up microphone and talk to you about how the show is going to be organized, and you said that the thing we need to do is to make time in the future for your business partner to come to the studio and be interviewed.
Yes.
How many people do that?
Well, first of all, she's probably like way better in speaking than me. So she would be, and she is extremely passionate about food, and extremely talented as well. So yes, I like to eat food, but I'm definitely not a cook.
But the whole business that you own, which is a location,
Yeah,
a little cafe in Devon Street. What address is that?
266.
266 Devon Street location.
Yeah.
Is actually part of the whole business called Locals, and you started it together some time ago. And a lot of people know you because you're so generous. You give food away all the time.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times that's like I have to say Robin again as well. Like she is, and most people actually don't know it. Like she does like, random acts of kindness like all the time, giving food away. And I think now it is Christmas time. So what we used to do, like there was a house in West Town just across the road from Locals Cafe. And I don't know if you know it, but they used to organize like a Christmas carol thing before Christmas, and it was so nice because they would have like a music band performing, like, do all the Christmas. It was a sing along, so all the
Oh,
Christmas
wow.
carols. And the first time they had it, we actually had a function on that night. So we were working at the cafe, and we saw all these people sitting there on their chairs on the lawns, and we thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if we just take some trays with, like, little bites there. And so we just quickly popped out while all the people were dancing in the cafe and the function was on. We just popped out with some trays of, like, little bites, and we handed them out. And it's just those things are just really nice to do,
Wow.
and yeah.
This is pretty amazing because some people do hospitality for money,
Yeah, no, I don't. I think you have to, like, generally, genuinely enjoy it, because I think, like, especially like cafe business, unless you sell alcohol, I would say, the margins are really, really tight. So, I think you do it for lots of other things, like just the customer service, just to actually, like, I think for us, if I can speak on behalf of both of us, like, the biggest thrill was actually to just do it, to just build something from scratch, and see what you can come up with. Like, when we started, like, Robin had already signed the lease, and then I used to buy her baking for real estate like customers.
So you came from real estate, you're a real
Yeah.
estate agent.
Yeah. And then I would always give the goodies to people who had, bought or sold a house. And the feedback was always like, oh, these treats are amazing. And actually, so it was that she called me and she said, you've got to sell my house because I'm investing in a cafe. And then we got talking. It was like, and I got slightly distracted because it's like, oh, that sounds like fun. And she said, oh, do you want to see where it is? So we went there. It was the old supermarket building, on Wallet Road. And I asked, and I just thought, are you going to do it by yourself? And I asked her, and she said, yeah, I already signed the lease. And she said, do you want to join? And I said, yeah, I'll join. I didn't really think about it too much. And then once I said yes, I thought, oh, I can't back away now.
No.
So, so we started just building it. Like, we didn't have, we actually wrote the budget, like, basically on an A4 piece of paper, like, roughly. We poured all our
strategy plan.
yeah, we poured all our savings in it, like, both of us. Like, so, and we didn't have any advice on, like, interior, anything like that. Basically, it was just a, how do you call it? Ride, a journey. It was super fun. We had so many laughs. Like, we would rent a truck and drive to Auckland and pick up fridges and freezers and stuff like that.
Wow.
And it's been like this for 4 years. Like, it was like, there's always something going on. And I think if you like a bit of, like, I like variety in the day, well, it's like you don't really, you don't have to be worried if you have, like, something like that, because there is always something unexpected happening.
Absolutely.
And that's just
hospitality.
really cool. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
going back those 4 years, was the supermarket knocked over and the site was cleared? Is it a new building that you're in?
No, it was actually the actual building. So it was like one big building, and then it was, like, divided in three. So there's, like, the West
There's
End.
hairdressers there.
Yeah,
in
the
middle of-
hairdresser and the
Like a dairy?
Yeah, well, it's more like a like a privately owned Foursquare. Like, it's like they've got, like, large selection of groceries. So, and it's great that it's been done, because that, like, I live in the area, and I just remember driving by, and every time I thought, like, oh my God, it's like it's looking
Dead
so.
place, zombie
Yeah,
place.
yeah. It was like it needed something, and now it's like a real, like
Community
a real,
center.
yeah, because there's also, like, the addition of the early childhood center been added. So
Petrol
yeah.
station.
Yeah, petrol station recently.
It was derelict for quite a while.
Yeah, for a
Several
long time.
years.
Yeah, I think for so long. Yeah.
This is amazing example of how sisterhood and decisions made on emotions and friendship and good
Yeah.
feelings made a business. it's quite unique. I don't know anyone else who did it.
Well, there's probably a lot more people who who act like that, but like I think we're both quite impulsive.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't really overthink too many things, which sometimes is not the best thing, but anyway.
Dive in and do.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta do it, and also when you're under a little bit of like time pressure, you don't actually have time to overthink things. Because we built it in in a few months, and we were working. We're both working as well, still full time working, and just popping in and out, and the good thing was like we're very easygoing with decision making when it comes to what shall we pick, like what color, like it's not like that didn't take us very long.
What was your biggest cost back then? Was it just constructing the cafe itself?
Yeah, like the cost of a lot of things were quite large because like the space is so big. It's 250 square meters. So I remember we spent probably the most money and time on the flooring, to decide what flooring, because the impact was so huge. If we made a mistake there, it was like $25,000 mistake.
And a hard one to fix, right?
Yeah, and a hard one to fix. So that took quite a while too. But other things were quite easy because if you could paint, you can paint over it. It's no biggie.
So what did you go for? I have been to your cafe, but it's not in my area, so I don't frequent it.
Yeah.
What did you for your flooring?
Yeah. Oh, we went for back then for lino, but it looks a little bit like timber style lino.
It's like a very light, like a beach tree,
like quite
beach
a
tree.
bit rustic. So the entire cafe looks quite rustic. Yeah.
Can I ask, is there any Dutch influence?
Well, there's a big picture of the tulips. Yeah.
Excellent.
So, but I've not been involved in locals so much since last year. So Robin has been doing it with her man, Graham, and they've done a fabulous job, even further developing it. And so because at the time, when we had the cafe, we thought, we need a little bit more kitchen space. So first we rented a kitchen in Spotswood to be able to provide catering and things like that. And then we went to the fishing club. We've done that for a year. And we did all the functions there and all the fishing competitions. But then we thought, oh my gosh, this is not working because that's evenings. So we
Creating more work for
so we're doing day and nights, which was not really ideal. So and then we thought, we need to create something else, and that's where we came up with
The second calf.
the second one, the location, and that was actually when we built that, our goal was to have a production kitchen that was able to provide things for Locals Cafe as well, and do catering jobs. And the front, we were like, well, that's a bonus, if we sell some coffees and food things there. So that's been going for 2 years now.
Whereabouts is it on Devon Street? Sorry.
It's next to Jenko Computers.
Just
Oh yes,
yeah,
I know.
opposite.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a great spot because there wasn't a lot down that end, was there?
that's true.
There's a
Yeah,
pub across the road, but
Correct.
it's
Yeah.
not often open.
And his Vitro had a little coffee window,
Yeah.
but I think that's
It's
gone.
further,
Yeah.
and it's gone.
yeah, but there's quite there's quite a lot of coffee places around. You're pretty much one for choice anywhere. I think in the center of town.
Yeah. So I remember before the second lockdown, in fact, it was the last night before the second lockdown started. I was in a restaurant with a group of people, and then someone checked their socials and said, "Oh my God, locals are giving the food away. Shall we go there?" So you give away all the raw products and some cooked food. I don't know anyone else. Oh, probably another place, Piccolo Morso was doing it as well. But two places we just said, "Okay, guys, you've been our customers. Come over and grab whatever you want or whatever." How did you make decisions like that?
Well, that's Robin again. Yeah, so she's and true. She is amazing with giving away things. I even remember when there was. Do you remember when that water pipe was burst
Yeah.
in Plymouth? So she went there and handed out like food and water and things like that.
Wow.
Yeah, and and that's all without people knowing really. Yeah, and in this case, I think we're both pretty passionate as well that we don't like food to go to waste.
Mm.
So, like another thing, and there's lots of good initiatives at the moment. There's so many really good things happening in New Plymouth with food being reused. Because, like, I think one of the most gutting things is when people actually just throw food in the bin or throw it away.
I agree, especially bread.
Shouldn't happen.
I just like honestly, like I am 100% for zero waste with food. I think you should never throw food in the bin. Like there's always someone who can use it or
My grandparents went through the war,
yeah,
and we were taught that bread is one of the most valuables in
Yeah.
life, like the same as gold, time, money, whatever.
yeah,
You're never supposed to throw bread away because
No.
there's so many efforts put in
No.
one piece.
no, I don't. And it's like it's like you say, like people like that and have gone through all of that. Where like in Holland they eat tulip bulbs at one stage.
Yes.
They ate that because there was no food in the in the 40s, and I know that's a long time ago, and we're like we're just living in in a world where there's plenty of of food, but that may become quite scarce again.
Mm.
So yeah,
I read somewhere that how the supermarkets they have the use by dates and they have to clean out that food
Yeah.
and it just goes into the skip bin, and that's being made illegal. I think it's in the EU. It's no longer legal to do that. You have to find something to do with the food.
Yeah, and fair enough, because also like like with the dates, there's also a difference in dates. Like you've got best before date where you actually still can consume it after that date. That's very safe. And then you have the use by date where you have to like use it before because otherwise it will go off. Like fresh things like milk and stuff. But like other days, other things like, and people are so like they think that they just have to throw it out.
Yeah,
you
I know.
know?
Those two words or terms are not well understood
No.
by consumers. And
No,
I've
not
seen
at all.
people who I know, they just check the date. They don't even look at the food and
No.
in it goes.
I know, or even just before it, and I just can't believe it. Yeah.
I think it's a perfect time to listen to our second song, which is called Food and TV, and it is by Dutch Tulips.
Nice.
All right, so after this music break, we're going to try your food, or maybe you can
Yeah.
open it
Yeah.
now and get prepared to talk about what it is in it, the ingredients, maybe special occasion when it's supposed to be consumed and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like how you wrapped it all with a pretty.
Well, I thought I'm gonna do it like how I do it for that order for In Cafe, because I
Okay.
baked like that's why like I said, I've closed the shop now for summer because all I'm doing is this.
Ole, can you please bring
Like Dutch cake. You may need a scissor or something. Do you have that?
Check in the office.
I'll have a look. Otherwise, I can probably
Already
because I
done.
vacuum seal them.
I want to say Carl.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, it's pecan pie.
No,
No.
it's speculoos. Speculoos? Specu-
It's a common one. It's popular.
What's that?
It's popular.
The speculoos thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like my
Yeah.
daughter said, like, the speculoos cookies. Well, this is actually like, I would say like the rich, like the more rich version of speculoos. Like it's
Okay.
got more spices.
And
things
it's
like
pie.
that. Yeah, it's cake.
So,
So
okay.
yeah, I just like to open it.
Oh, we still need scissors,
You
right?
still need a knife or something to
Yeah,
cut
there
it.
you
Yeah.
And maybe some plates
Well, you could probably eat it
like that. But you said you did it yourself, right? Those
this. Yeah,